I'm sure many of you have heard the Lost episode creepypastas. They're usually incredibly graphic episodes that convey such fear for children that it was never aired. Although, some managed to sneak a viewing or owns of the tapes. The most popular example of this is Squidward's suicide, in which Squidward commits suicide, hence the title. Of course, all these creepypastas are false, yet I remember a SpongeBob episode that was altered heavily, but still remains in circulation today. This one is One Course Meal from season 7. In the episode, Mr. Krabs finds out that Plankton is horrified of whales and uses this to his advantage. This is one of the least popular episodes due to the dark nature of the episode, even after the episode was heavily altered. Now, how I would have seen this episode before it was edited is simple, really. It was one of the 7 SpongeBob episodes that was revealed on the internet before it aired on TV. I was a big fan of the show. I was excited at the idea of having a SpongeBob premiere on the internet before television. I rapidly reloaded the Nick page, and finally the episode came up. It was known as Plankton Got Surved, though it was eventually changed. Most of the episode is identical to the one that is circulated today. Plankton manages to break into the Krusty Krab and ties up Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob, and he is finally about to get the secret formula from SpongeBob when Mr. Krabs' daughter, Pearl, walks in. This terrifies Plankton, causing him to run out. Plankton later claims that his ancestors were eaten by whales, and that is why he fears them so. Mr. Krab realizes this fear that Plankton has and decides to use it against him. He dresses up as his daughter and begins to follow Plankton around, frightening him. Plankton decides he can no longer take it and to make the ultimate decision. Plankton decides to commit suicide. Yes, this is still on the show today. You are free to watch it. Plankton waits for the bus as he lies on the street, waiting to get run over. This is when SpongeBob tries to convince him to continue his existence. This is when the alteration in the 2 versions begin. Plankton fails to heed SpongeBob's words and remains there. In the altered version, that was when SpongeBob tells Plankton that it's Mr. Krabs' Pearl. Mr. Krabs has Pearl the whole time, and he gets up. In the altered version, SpongeBob says the same thing, but Plankton refuses to believe him. SpongeBob decides that the only thing he can do is show him the truth. He drags Mr. Krabs outside. Soon after he leaves, a typical red bus comes speeding along. Plankton sits up and watches him hit him. Everything fades into darkness. Plankton finds himself on a single platform overlooking darkness. In the darkness, he sees whales looking up at him. They are members of his family. He can faintly make out, calling they were going to jump down. Plankton looks above and sees a light he can scarcely believe. It would seem to represent heaven and hell. Plankton, resigned to his fate, jumps and plunges down to the darkness. This is when the episode ends, and the additional credits for the show are shown, parallel to Plankton's descent to darkness. Now, some of you might say, the show, as soon as it came available online, apparently not fast enough. After seeing the episode online, I reloaded the page and found the altered version shown on the website. I kept reloading, curious of how I seen the first version. The only answer I can imagine from my viewing the original episode was the creators uploaded the wrong file. I truly don't know the sick visions that the creator of SpongeBob had in mind with the episode. Why would a kids show portray death? Why would a kids show portray heaven or hell? Nevertheless, the unaltered version is impossible to find. I've searched as hard as I can and have failed to find anything illegitimate about the episode I had seen. People had told me that they'd only seen the altered version, and they were too surprised of the dark themes portrayed in the episode. Nonetheless, I know what I saw. I know people would fail to believe me. People would accuse me of just trying to scare people. People would say I have no evidence, there are no photos, there's no videos of this occurrence. I only saw it once, and it never occurred to me to do me such. I know the truth, and I want other people to know this as well. Maybe someone out there saw this episode as well, and I can find them and confirm it. Until then, I hope you enjoy reading about my experience.